Wagwan, it's your boy Hype to the DARDO. That is my name, and welcome to another video or episode, or our final episode, or episode 3 of this nini that is happening in the US, in Minnesota. You know, we are going to review and react to the last part of it and see how many places they went, because sahi nasikia tu sahi nimeona tumefika almost $60 million yenye imepitia hii hawa watu, and that's crazy money. That's really crazy money. Na unasikia wanasema almost close to couple of billions zimepotea na ama mjama, and it is really sad to kuona vitu zingine kama hizi zikihappen easy places, and as much as kuona zikihappen easy places as much as pia we don't mind, pia Kenya tu ina bother sana ni ati ni sisi wenyewe, like from Africa we go and do these things out there, and bado we expect our watu to respect at the end of the day, unaona, but they don't. Vile nilisema, anyway, bila waste any time tutaendelea, and we are going to go straight into the video. I hope tuliachia hapa, and I believe tutamalizia hii video with this last part and see penye walifika.
Over to the next building that had 22 of the same home health care providers operating from inside of the building.
Right here you have multicultural home care, and right here it says it's open but can't even get in. Another Reliance Recovery Center, Mercy and Grace Care Inc. Right here you have Den Eritrean Youth Development Association of Minnesota. Another child care center, welcome to Bright Beginning Center. But what do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Sorry. No comments. Can I please?
Right here you have Serenity Quality Care. All of these businesses are literally the same type of business, providing the same service in the same building. Another convenience home health.
But I thought at the end of the day, if maybe some are not involved, but I know kama Islam, right? Since Somalis are, they say that they are Islam and all that. I thought it inawafunza kwa nini to not engage in fraudulent acts. But now it seems ni story yote ya Minnesota ime-expose vibaya sana. And at the end of the day, mimi nawaambia kitu kama hivi yenye imehappen, sasa hii kitu itafanya a lot of wazungu wakuwe justify to an extent that they don't like Islam people. Umeshika? As much as kuna kuwaga na hiyo stereotyping that Islam ni watu like they are terrorists and all that. So now kuna hii nyingine nena imeingia of fraud happening kwa hiyo inchi. So I believe after all this history yote sasa imefanya like nini yao imeshuka like chini kabisa, like now mtu yote atakuwa anaona Muislamu au mtu ako covered anaona huyu ni Msomali, like they won't care. So it will be very sad to see, man.
Healthcare, Aid, Inc., and Child Friendly Space. All these companies get money from the government. Why would you have the same company essentially inside of the same building, door to door? Right here, Queenly Home Health Care. It just does not make sense.
Yeah, even me, it doesn't make sense, like having the same type of business in the same building, and like I make any sense.
If you were trying to operate a business, you'd want to have less competition, but here they have all of their competition right next door. We're wondering, because we hear there's lots of fraud taking place here in Minnesota, and we're wondering why is there so many of the same companies inside of this same building?
No, I don't know that.
What do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't have any idea about that fraud, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
What do you think about the news articles and what's being spread on the news about the fraud?
Right now you are doing something wrong.
I'm just asking you.
No, you
about
don't
the
have
fraud.
to ask me, okay? Don't ask me that question again. Okay?
Okay. Who can I speak to?
So ukiangalia tu, that's another red flag. When you're asked something, and if you're confident you're doing something right, you will always have something to say. But since nani kama nini, then ukiangalia tu, he feels like ameona ni kama ameshikwa, so hakuna venye akona kanini fulani.
Who can I speak to? Okay. Great. As soon as you confront about the fraud, they get angry. When these people,
when you confront someone about something bad, they will always try to hide.
Have these home healthcare companies, you're seeing them everywhere inside this building. What kind of fraud are they committing?
So there's false documentation being submitted to the state of Minnesota for services never provided. they're having forms signed in advance for services that were then never rendered as far as a year or 2 years in advance.
Yes, I would try this in Kenya or in Africa, man. Jaribu wewe uamue aje nitachukua kama vile tu Morara, the only thing he can do Vampire Diaries ni kuenda tu kwa hizo penye kulikuwa na hizo nini, but he can't go to these government offices. Akienda huko jo watamnini mbaya sana, like watamfinya mbaya sana. Like you can't do this in Africa. They'll end up persecuting you for exposing them. Now this is very sad, and at the end of the day, if you expose them, ukiwa expose itaenda kwa media skatai. At the end of the day, the people who are watching it will finally end up turning against you and exposing, and now wanting to wanza kusema unaingilia mtu wetu and all that. Like, it's so sad about Africa, right? And that's at the end of the day, they will always be on top of us because they need to be, if it is their own they make sure that they protect their own. For them, they want to protect their own, but for us, we will never do that.
I'll have someone sign these forms at one sitting, and then they just file those with the state of Minnesota, and nobody from the state of Minnesota bothers to check that those services were ever provided.
So they're essentially just using people, saying that they had these services provided months or even years ago, then filing the paperwork and then receiving money from the government.
Right, and the Somali community is a very closed community, so everybody's in on it, and they don't want to talk, as you can see.
And for this building, I'm going to give
That's one thing. They're all everywhere they go, huku, they're always like that. Like, they are huku Kenya wanakuaga tu like very nini. Vitu zao nini ingi nje. Like, they don't do the vitu zao huwa nini nje.
an estimate of around $30 million for how much fraud is
Wow. Now we are closing to $108 million. Yenye imepitia kwa hao mikono za hawa watu.
taking place. That is a very
Kulingana na Nick Shirley.
low estimate. However, still a lot of money in fraud.
And do you think there is fraud taking place here?
I don't know. Yeah.
Do you have any idea what any of these businesses are doing?
I never ask.
And now, with upwards of $100 million in fraud, we headed to one more daycare. And this one gets a little spicy as we get chased out at the very end. And after this, we'll be heading to the state capitol to confront the incompetent government leaders who have enabled this fraud to happen.
And I knew this video was going to be super dangerous to film because of obviously how hostile it is. And as
How dangerous? It's easy dangerous, Buddha. This is not, honestly, this is not dangerous, man. Kuja Kenya and try that shit, huko. Kuja try that shit in another African country, uone. Like remember Larry Modo was wanted to go and investigate the Tanzanian venye alikuwa threatened, how he was threatened not to step into that country, you know, and a whole government was threatening one journalist, like a licensed journalist from CNN, and he's African. Like, he was told not to come to Tanzania and all that, and it was like they were threatening, the whole parliament was threatening him. So that's dangerous. But this one, at least kuna sheria zinawa nini. As long as he's filming, hakuna mtu anaweza mkaribia.
we are exposing legit fraud happening, I did get security for this video, and I was able to do it through the Black Line Guardian. And if you guys want to help fund my security in the future, you can go down to the link down below. They're not paying me to say any of this. They came and decided to help me out for this video. So you can go to Black Line Guardian, the link's down below, and click Guardian for Nick, and those funds will directly go to my security and future videos as we are exposing lots of things happening, and especially with this fraud. Like I said, they're not sponsoring this video. I'm just giving them a shout out because of how they helped me. So go down to the link down below, click Guardian.
So the guy is marketing also some other nini at the end of the day. So because at the end of the day, kuna kichele kwake.
For Nick. And
from either YouTube, and that's why YouTube, you flourish. Like, you can become a YouTuber and make crazy money in the US. Now that's another crazy thing about the US. But in Africa, you must put, I don't know if it is triple or mara nne at the effort. Ndoweze kukua. Like, you can't be only a YouTuber in Kenya.
And let's keep going.
And make like amazing money. It's very different from the US.
And now we're going to the next location. Now, this child daycare.
And you a YouTuber in Kenya and make crazy money. Like, you need to work super hard. And make sure that you put out content like crazy.
This one's different than
the US. You can just put up one knee and it will make you crazy money.
and all the other ones we've been to. Tell us about this one.
This one is different because, according to the state of Minnesota, This 312 West Lake Street houses not one, not two, but three child care centers and is licensed to hold 102 children, and in fiscal year 2025 was paid $2.66 million by the state of Minnesota.
And this is the
2.6 hii ni mwaka hii.
building right here. So
Juu inaisha kesho hii mwaka.
this building alone made $2.6 million. Let's see if anybody
Tushafika 100 and
is inside. Now we're inside of the building where there's apparently 4 child care centers.
we met this lady and we followed her to the back of the building where the daycare was supposedly at.
So right here we have 2 child daycare centers. We have the Minnesota Child Care Center, and then we also have Nuna. Between the two, $2.66 million. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Why are you recording?
Yes. We would like to know.
Well, it says we're trying to figure out 102 children. Is that for this facility?
What is the name? Do I see the
It's from the state of Minnesota website. It says you have 102 children here in your child care.
which child care name is a lot of
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just wondering where the children are.
where the children are.
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here,
Okay.
and you got $2.66 million this year in funding, and $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
And where you? Which department? That is harassment.
Oh, we are from ourselves.
Yeah.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. Look at that. Shut us down.
Yo, unafanya kinaumana, and okay, at the end of the day ukijua unafanya kitu yenye jo si legit, at the end of the day utaanza kubehave so irrationally.
Where are the children at? No.
So bothering at the end, like uta act too weird too.
No children inside of this daycare center. And look at this daycare center right here.
Because I believe if there were children and they were doing something legit, hawangewambia niaje, okay, yeah, the children, but you're not allowed to film them at the end of the day. Nini. So, ingekuwa that simple, but
No children inside of this daycare center. But between those buildings, over $2.6 million. We are just curious, where are the children at? Do you know where the children are at?
No,
Where are the children at in these daycare centers?
I don't care.
How can
you don't care?
these child care centers have no children?
I don't know. No.
There's $2.6 million inside these businesses that were given by the government, but there's no children to be seen anywhere. People deserve to know where their taxes are going. If these companies and these daycare centers are making upwards of $2.6 million
Yeah,
and
that's a lot of money.
there's no children to be seen anywhere, something fraudulent is happening. And that is not make you racist, Islamophobic. This is just the truth of what's happening here in Minnesota. If there's a bunch of white people doing the same thing, we'd be talking about the same issue. This is
Would they really?
just fraud at unprecedented levels here inside of Minnesota. It's actually very concerning. Where are the
I think it could be blown if you involve foreigners. Yeah.
children at inside of these buildings? They're nowhere to be seen. Millions of dollars are being sent into these daycare centers all across Minnesota, and there's not a child to be seen anywhere. Here's another daycare center inside of the same building.
We don't want you to be videotaping anything.
Where is all the money going for if there's no children at these daycare centers?
Sir,
Yes.
I told you, please leave.
Yes, we have a question though. Where is the children at these daycare centers if there's millions of dollars?
Ask with the local government, yeah.
Oh, we've asked. We have the paper here. So we're wondering where the money and where the children are at. We have the paper right here. Come here.
Who are you, first of all?
My name's Nick Shirley.
You don't have any permission to record me, period.
Can we talk
You
outside?
don't have permission to record.
She doesn't either have.
You
She
do
doesn't
not
have permission to record
no,
me.
you cannot stop people on the street and question them.
We can ask.
You don't
where-
have any permission.
where-
Is that really something that happens? Like, is that the law there?
are
I'll
the
sue
children?
you. I will sue you. You don't have any permission. We have nothing to do with this. You
Okay.
understand?
Then are there
So
chil-
leave. Please leave.
Are there children here?
Please leave.
Where are the children? $2.6 million for a daycare center.
You ask whoever you think.
So kulingana na sheria ya Minnesota is someone from Minnesota anafaa tuambie kulingana na sheria ya Minnesota what is the law about filming and nini Like, is it like, can you film anywhere? Like, you know,
He's doing that.
or what Nick Shirley is doing, is it wrong?
You don't know what you're talking about. So leave. Leave.
Tell us what's happening here then.
I said leave.
We're wondering what's
We
happening.
are not a child care. We are nothing to do with it. We're common people walking. And
Yes.
you are.
We're not accusing you. We're asking where the children are at.
Lakini wanauliza a very legit question. If the children were there, si tuambie pe wachoi wako tu.
Don't ask me anything.
We're not accusing you.
So I said, why is he being so defensive?
We're asking the daycare centers.
I am not going to answer. You have.
Where are the children at?
Leave. Leave.
At least hii ndo Kenya pia saa zingine uni disappoint about Africa. Man, saa zingine uni disappoint about Africa. Like, we go to extents that don't make sense. We have to like be we have to be like frauds. We have to like be, you know, like we can't make money legitly sometimes, you know. And then when shit hits the fan, ndo sisi tena tumeanza kulia ati tuna mistreatiwa ati wazungu hatupendi. And this is the shit that we take there. And we expect respect. They will never do that. Hatutai respectiwa. As much as at the end of the day they have their their faults and their issues, right? And we have had issues with them. Like history yetu pia na wao imekuwa na mambo mob. Pia at the end of the day, kama this century ndio ufala pia tunapeleka huko, tuna expect aje to respectiwe tukiendanga huko nje. They'll always treat us like shidole people.
We just want to know where
Tuko na ushidole sometimes.
are the children.
Sasa hii scandal yote sasa hii scandal yote, as much as this scandal may happen, see how few Somalis when you go that what nini. Sasa hadi when you go nje, at the end of the day, like people from there will always view people from Somalia as being fraudulent people, right? People from there, they'll always view Africans as watu shidole, watu funny that watu yani, unaona watu hawana nini, hawana morals, hawana nini at the end of the day. So at least at some point it paint hiyo nini fulani, hiyo picture fulani, which is sad, mona, which is very sad.
Who you work for?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Who you work for?
I work for myself, Nick Shirley.
Okay, what are you recording?
We're wondering where are the children? $2.66 million for
You're not talking to
the
the
Minnesota
right person.
Child Care Center.
You're not talking to the right person.
Are there children that come here? Answer
You're
the
not
question.
talking
Are
to
there
the right
children?
person. Leave.
There's no children inside this
You
building.
don't know who you're talking to. Leave.
That's just a simple question. Where are the children at? David, they won't even answer. We asked him. Plain and simple. Where are the children? Do children come here?
This is why I've had my life. I've been attacked twice. Once with a knife, and the other time
Oh, okay, now that's crazy.
I
I hope that was true. I hope that is true, but at the end of the day, you know.
jumped last Saturday by 3 Somali men simply for asking questions about what was going on. And they're very, very violent people. They do not like this fraud to be exposed.
After giving this man plenty of opportunities to answer the simple question, where are the children, he called the cops on us and we headed to the state capitol where they're having a meeting about the fraud to confront the state representatives and people in the government who have enabled and let this fraud happen. Inside of this committee, a Republican representative showed charts showing exactly how this fraud has been committed and who is profiting.
So it's something that has been investigatiwa your place. Interesting.
Connecting all the dots. And while the Democrat representatives looked into the abyss, one of them spoke about how none of this is building trust and how this is a non-partisan issue.
Non-partisan issue, acha mchezo. You have lost like up to $100 million, and I'm not saying,
and confronted her after that.
Yes, that's what I'm.
He has some very valid questions to ask about what's going on here in Minnesota. And do you think this fraud
I don't know who
crosses?
you are.
My name's Nick Shirley. Do you think this fraud is Republican or Democrat, or just facts that fraud is happening?
So just now they told me I think the fact that
Because
you're talking about it as a partisan issue.
well, because that's what I heard you
shows
talking
me-
about. That
I know what I said is that
because
what we're talking
we want
about
to build
is
we want to build trust, but fraud is fraud. So why should we be enabling fraud to happen here?
no, I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to
When are you
happen.
gonna hold Governor Walz accountable for this?
Okay, sir.
No. This
Sir,
is not.
sir.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz? No. She is a representative for the state of Minnesota. Yes or no?
Excuse me.
Yes, are you
If
the-
you're gonna talk to me like
Are you
that,
the state? I'm a disability advocate.
I heard you, and
I get
you got a chance
overstimulated.
to testify.
Thank you for testifying today.
No.
Ma'am, the facts are the facts that fraud is happening here. and it's not a nonpartisan issue.
Yeah, fraud is fraud. Why should it be like a party side? Like, why should it be about politics? And that's what happens here in Africa, right? Africa does, when something happens, ni siasa. Then when they know how to like, na siasa wanajua how kudeal nayo. What they'll do, kitu yote ikikam up, wanaanza kuingiza siasa, alafu story yote inaenda. Like what happened with the Gen Zs wali nini demonstrations nini, and the politicians wakaingilia. After wao wameingilia, ikakuwa another sasa kila yani waka dilute the whole nini, unaona. So I think that's what they are trying to do, and that's what politicians do, and that's how they end up diluting such issues, unapata such very serious issues. Because mimi najua kitu moja, like, and I've seen it Kenya, kitu kihappen kitu kidogo, wanasiasa wakiingilia wana dilute kila kitu. Like it's not a matter of right or wrong or truth or false. Kitu kidogo, like you see what it happened to Jirongo, right? Unaweza pata it's an accident, like an accident. Sahi kumefanywa investigation ya mambo mingi, hadi the full community imesema sijui watafanya nini ya torch sijui nini, and unapata maybe it's just a simple nini, unaweza pata it's an accident, but vitu mob zinajaribu kuwekwa sasa ni like sahi hakuna kitu tu inaweza happen. Umeshika sahi siasa imeingia, wameanza kudilute kila kitu, sahi imekuwa sasa ni siasa.
How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath?
I think if you've been
here.
listening to our hearings, we've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who, both Democrat and Republicans. I think what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this committee are not actually interested in solving fraud. What they're interested in is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath Democrat leader Tim Walz.
There has been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans. There's fraud within the Trump administration. We have is fraud. Private providers have made government a mark. And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with veterans. We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid fraud is a 50-state issue. And so, again, it is not a partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are...
So why don't they just accept, like, it happened, it's fraud, and now let's deal with it and make sure that. But why does it have to be Republican, Democrats? Now that's why I hate when politicians are brought into something like this, because at the end of the day, when they'll end up diluting it, and now it will be about them. It won't be about what has really happened. And they have lost a lot of money, but now they're wanapigana kisiasa, which is so sad to see here.
Sitting in that committee talking about it, but what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment, and I hope you print that.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well, you saw what happened there?
The state of Minnesota that we live in, and these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump. They want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just.
So he has mentioned that he has he has a condition, and
walk off.
That's why he looks so so invested and so emotionally in it.
We have a governor who fucking doesn't care. How many more people are gonna freaking die? How many
people die?
More people are gonna go homeless.
Yeah, that's another thing in the US. Homelessness.
And how many more people are going to be trafficked in our freaking system?
So in one day we uncovered an estimated of $111 million worth of fraud. Imagine a state, in a state you may lose this kind of money. In a state you may lose this kind of money. A state only. Crazy. It is time to hold corrupt politicians and fraudsters. True, that's true. That one I 100% agree We all work too hard and pay too much tax for billions to be exact. Every part in the country, they are suffering the same problem. Every part in the world, actually.
Hello, we'd like to.
So yeah, that's what has happened, and that one was the last and final episode of all this, and it's very sad to see that hii kitu imekuwa ikihappen for this long, and just a few months out some waliarestiwa, and pia nimeona kwa social media venye nilisema in the other videos that hii kitu ili lead, the investigation has led to the money being followed to Kenya penye imeinvestiwa into real estate, and that's very very damning information, and sijui now how the FBI are going to take this, or I don't know, but I believe they are going to come for the assets. Hiyo ni kitu moja najua. Watu they never leave the nini unturned. Kwanza ikiinvolve Africa, uliona Kenya walifanyia nani hash puppy noma. So since ina involve Africa, man, they'll not leave any stones unturned. They'll make sure that they come and recover the assets, and our leaders cannot do anything. They'll have to hand them over, because pia utapata hiyo damning information itakuwa ina lead into their pockets pia. Some of our politicians are involved, which is very sad to see. I'm saying allegedly, utapata to hiyo investigation utapata imeonyesha kuna some few politicians in Africa wame benefit from all this. So it's sad to see that this is happening in the US. Sasa na imagine Kenya, it happens and nothing is done, right? And the stories that come out and nothing is ever done. We still out here praising these people at the end of the day, as much as corrupt they are, but utaendelea na kuwa praise, and nothing will be done to them. So anyway, this is the real edits, and I'm hyped to the DARDO. Thank you for liking and subscribing and sharing. Do that, and if you're watching and not subscribing and liking, do the same, man. Join the party and enjoy with us, man. Najua leo tumedeviate kidogo, and we decided to do some kind of political anything, but hii ni kitu nimekuwa nikiona on social media, and I've wondered how is this happening in the US at the end of the day, and how are Africans pulling this off. Kwanza Somali at the end of the day, and tunajua ni aje Somalis, they refer to themselves as Islams, and Islam wanajulikana, they don't involve themselves in such kind of nini, but it seems we were wrong about them, and now this is what is coming out. So najaribu ku understand how are other Muslims feeling about this, right? And how are they going to take this out there? So I don't know. This is very nini. So anyway, this is the real edits, and it's all about content.